Hello everybody, here I am again, Gerry Barrett. I'm in my comfy, cozy kitchen. And what are we cooking today? We're cooking a great American classic, banana bread. I remember when I was a little girl, and soon after World War I, and I would run home from school and stop at my grandma's house, open the door, and a delightful aroma would hit me right in the nose. And what was it? Banana bread, warm and fluffy, right from the oven. So today I'm going to teach you that original recipe, and if you learn to make it, you will be able to make great American banana bread for the rest of your life. Today we're making 2 loaves of banana bread. So first of all, turn your oven temperature to 350 degrees. Now we'll get to the ingredients. 6 bananas, dark speckled and very ripe. In fact, if you're ready to throw them out, that's the time they make wonderful banana bread. 2/3 cup of melted butter, 2 cups of sugar, 2 eggs beaten, 2 teaspoons vanilla, 2 teaspoons baking soda, 2 pinches of salt, and then 3 cups of all-purpose flour, and chopped nuts if desired. We're going to put nuts in ours today. If you have watched my videos before, you know that I like to cook with someone. And today I have a guest, my daughter-in-law, Adair, who's as smart as she is beautiful, and she's going to help me with my recipe.
And I've made this recipe many times, and it turns out wonderful every time. People always want to know what the recipe is, and I don't know, I'll just tell them to watch your video now.
Good.
So, shall we get started?
Yes.
Okay, let's peel some bananas.
There.
So the riper the bananas, the better. Obviously, if they're too far gone, you can't use them if they're starting to ferment. But really ripe bananas make great, moist, delicious banana bread.
The bananas are in the bowl, and now Adair is going to mash them.
So as you can see, I am using a potato masher to mash these bananas. And all I do is I send all the bananas once through the masher. You don't have to do it so that everything is pulverized. In fact, you really don't want it to be like soup. You want it to be coarse. This process doesn't take any fancy equipment. You don't need a food processor, you don't need a blender, you don't need a mixer. All you need is a bowl, a wooden spoon, and it helps when you have a potato masher.
Isn't that wonderful?
So let's add the butter.
They look fine. Now we're going to take our butter, which is 2/3 of a cup, and it's very hot. It's supposed to cool?
Okay.
Okay.
Melted butter. Makes it really easy, so you don't have to have butter that's been sitting out and softened like you do with cookies. So I'm just mixing this up. Then we're going to add the sugar. Right here, you want to add the sugar?
2 cups of sugar is next.
Yep, go ahead. Okay. You can just throw the rest of it in. And now, after I mix that up, we'll throw in the egg that Gerry has already mixed up for us. Good.
Beaten egg.
Throw that in. And then I'll let you get the, as you notice, we're putting in mostly dry ingredients. I mean, not dry ingredients, wet ingredients. Sugar's not wet, but it's
The eggs
part of
are
this
wet.
process.
Vanilla.
Okay.
Now we're putting in 2 teaspoons of vanilla.
All right. 1.
There's 1.
And 2. Okay. Now we want...
And next comes 2 teaspoons of baking soda.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, 2 pinches of salt.
Now, 2 pinches of salt. One, 2.
All right, thank you. Okay, so now we have a nice mixture. We're ready to put in our flour.
Now we're going to put in 3 cups of flour.
Go ahead and put in about half of that. Yeah, a little bit more. Okay.
Looks good already.
Yeah. And I think you can put the other half in.
Looks different now.
Okay.
It's nice.
So now we're going to mix this all up. We don't want to over mix it, but we want to just get it so that all the ingredients are incorporated. The last ingredient we're going to put in are the walnuts, and I haven't chopped them yet, but I'm just going to wait until this is a nice,
looks good,
gooey batter. Okay, so here are my walnuts. It's about a cup of walnuts, and I'm going to cut it so that they're just coarse. I don't want them very small. Okay, that looks good. You don't have to do any more than that. And then we'll just stick that in.
In you go.
Okay. Go ahead and do the last mixing of that. And our last step will be putting it in our greased baking loaf pans.
Now we're ready to butter our loaf pans.
Okay, nice and generously, because you definitely want the banana bread to come out of the loaf pan after it's baked.
Yes.
So, nice and greasy. Okay, here are our 2 greased loaf pans. Here's our batter. We are going to now just divide it up between the 2 of them. I need a rubber scraper. Okay. I want to get all of the batter. And I've even made little loaves. I have smaller loaves than these standard bread loaves. And they come out really nice for little dessert breads to give to friends, especially in the holiday time. So here they are. We're going to put them in our oven, our preheated oven that's at 350, and in an hour.
We'll see how beautiful they look. Now our baking is done, and here are our 2 beautiful banana breads. And we're going to take one out and put it on the rack. Aren't they something? You should smell them.
Just take a knife. You don't need a little spatula like this, but use your mitts, because even though we've let it cool for about 15 minutes, the glass can still be hot, but it just came right out.
Perfect.
And then I like to do a quick flip. Actually, that's not too hot. I think I'll do this one too. This one should be ready.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we grease the loaf pans very well, and so I don't think there's any problem.
Oh, isn't that something? That's beautiful.
There we are. So Gerry, thank you so much for giving me this wonderful recipe. I've made a lot of people happy making this, and it's always a pleasure cooking with you.
It's a pleasure cooking with you. Anytime you want to cook with me, you're welcome.
Okay.
So this is classic American banana bread. You know, a lot of things have changed since I was a little girl, but one thing hasn't, and that is this beautiful banana bread. and I hope you will make it often and enjoy it very much. And now I must say goodbye. Goodbye from your happy hooker. Oh, I said it again. I mean happy cooker, Gerry Barrett.